So to create a button which you can toggle on and off, firstly we'll create the screen GUI, and I'm just going to insert a text button and I'm going to drag it over here. Now the purpose of this button is that you'll be able to toggle it on and off, and so we'll store the value of that button, and depending on whether it's on or off, you can make some action occur, such as turning a light on or off. But for the purpose of this video, we'll just be storing the value. You can do whatever you like with that value. So you could change the visibility of a UI, or you could, like I say, turn a light on, or you could teleport a player. You could do all sorts of things. So we're going to, by default, want to have this button set to off. So I'm going to set the text to be off, and I'm going to insert a local script inside this text button. Now, whenever this text button is clicked, so script.parent, mouse button one click, connect to a function, we want to change the on-off toggle value. So we'll store this as an attribute. Now, you could store this as a variable, but because we might want to access the value from another script, we're going to set it as an attribute. So I'm going to go to the Explorer, and I don't know what happened there. Let's just head back. There we go. Let's go to the Explorer and let's scroll down to the attributes down here. And I'm going to click on the plus, if I can get my words out. And we're going to name this toggle. I'm going to call it toggle, and it's going to be a Boolean. So I'll click on save, and then we will, inside this function, we will say script.parent set attribute toggle, and we're going to set that to the opposite of what it currently is. So let's just get the current value by saying script.parent get attribute toggle, like so. And we want to get the inverse of it, so we can say not script.parent get attribute toggle, and that's going to set the attribute to the opposite of what it currently is. So that is toggling it. We now need to update the text of the button, so we can say script.parent.text equals, and then we can get the value of the attribute, and if it's true, then we can say on or off, like this. Okay, so we'll just put this into brackets to make it a little easier to read. So if this is true, then it will return and, otherwise it will return off. And that's it really. One other thing you can do is you can have this line at the beginning of your script outside of the event, and if you don't set the text manually yourself, it will update it for you. So let's click on the play button and see what happens here. So you can see it's preloaded the off text because I just removed it, and if I click the button, the toggle is now on, and I can toggle on, off, on, off. And if you have a look at our toggle button, I'm just going to search for it in the Explorer. We scroll down, you can see the attribute down here is changing between on and off, checked and unchecked. So that's how you make the toggle button. How do you then do some kind of action? So for example, turning a light on. Let's just imagine we have this part, which is our light. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a function which will turn the light on. So we'll just call it toggle light, and we'll take the value true or false as to whether to turn it on or not. And then we can say game.workspace.light.brick_color equals toggle. So if the toggle is true, we will give it a brick color of new yellow, which is yellow, or we will just give it a brick color of medium stone grey, which I believe is the default grey color for a new part. So this function will toggle the color of our light part. So we can just then call this function and pass the new value. Okay, so the new value will have been set up here, so we're just getting that new value and passing it to our function. And then you can do anything really. All you need to do is just to check to see if the toggle value is true. Now I'm using a shortened way of setting the brick color here, because I'm using this toggle and value or value, which means if it's true, then return this value. Otherwise, if it's any other value, such as false, return this value, which is exactly the same as just saying if toggle, then else. You know, you get the idea. It's just condensing it all into one line. But let's go ahead and just try this out. What you might also want to do is call toggle light outside of the event, just like I've done here with the text, because of course the value could be set to on when the game starts, and you'll want to toggle that light to make sure it is turned on when the game starts to retain its current value. So we'll click on play one more time, and hopefully our light should be in perfect working order. So I'm going to click on the button and the part becomes illuminated, and we can turn it off and on and on and off, and it all seems to be working. And again, you can do anything you like here. If you wanted to, you could set the time of day to toggle and 12 o'clock or nighttime. I think this is how you set the time of day. I haven't used it for ages, so we'll just hope for the best. Yes, okay, so it's night. I click on the button, it's now daytime, okay? So that is how you create a toggle button in Roblox. Now, all of this code has been client-side. Of course, you might want to have buttons which execute some code on the server. All you'd have to do is use a remote event and pass the new toggle value, okay? Or you might want to store that toggle value on the server and change it on the server. It's up to you. Anyway, that is it for this video on how to make a toggle button. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you have any other videos you'd like me to see, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.